My name is Eleanor Vance. I am 50 years old, but believe me when I tell you, my heart feels a century older. For the last 7 years, I have been a widow. My late husband, Richard Vance, left behind an immeasurable fortune, stocks, bonds, properties, and the most agonizing inheritance of all, a sprawling, state-of-the-art penthouse on the 50th floor of the Skyline residence in Midtown Manhattan. This place, a monument to success, should have been the peak of happiness. Instead, it is nothing more than a toxic gold cage suspended between the clouds. Every night, the glittering lights of the city, viewed through these colossal floor-to-ceiling windows, illuminate only one thing: the vast, crushing emptiness. I have only one child, my daughter Chloe. Chloe is everything to me, the sole reason my heartbeat maintains its desperate rhythm. She is beautiful, brilliant, and ferociously ambitious. When Chloe announced she was marrying Liam O'Connell, I couldn't contain my joy. Liam is an extraordinary young man. He is a talented architect and designer, but grounded and humble. His eyes radiate a rare honesty, a soft, unwavering light that made me feel strangely safe, as if a genuine piece of pure kindness still existed in this hollow world of ours. Unable to bear the thought of them struggling to start from scratch, and honestly, because I was so profoundly terrified of being alone, I insisted they move in with me, here, in this suffocating penthouse. It didn't take long for the suffocating routine to return. Chloe, a rising star corporate lawyer, was constantly working late, often pulling all-nighters or traveling out of state for high-stakes cases. Liam was equally consumed, drowning in project deadlines and client presentations. Most of my time I spent alone with him, trapped inside this cold, magnificent silence. Liam was the ideal son-in-law. He would handle the trivial yet necessary maintenance, adjusting the smart thermostat, ensuring the sub-zero fridge was stocked, or simply sitting with me to watch a docu-series in the home theater room. Our interactions were polite and appropriate, strictly confined to the roles of mother-in-law and son-in-law. But every time he laughed, every time his shoulder accidentally brushed mine in the narrow hallway, a strange, illicit tremor would ripple beneath my skin. I always forced myself to dismiss it, slapping the thought away, labeling it merely the yearning of a neglected mother starved for attention. That evening, the weather was violent. A torrential downpour hammered against the panoramic glass walls, as if nature itself was raging against the confinement of this skyscraper. Chloe was away, handling a major merger conference in Chicago. I had just finished a long, hot soak, attempting to wash away the physical fatigue and the deeper, spiritual weariness. I slipped into a cream silk chemise, a gift from Chloe, and collapsed onto the king-size bed. I closed my eyes, letting the thunder become a grim lullaby. I knew Liam was in his study, finalizing architectural sketches. I cannot be sure if I fell asleep or simply slipped into a semi-conscious state. Suddenly, I felt a distinct presence by the bedroom door. It wasn't the distant hum of the staff. It was the intense, focused energy of a man. My chest instantly began to pound, a frantic, crazy rhythm beating against my ribs. I chose to remain still, pretending to be asleep. My closed eyelids became a fragile shield against the reality I might be facing. Liam's footsteps were slow, muffled by his socks on the thick carpet, like a thief cautious not to wake his victim. Each soft thud felt like the drumbeat of an approaching, terrifying war. Then the warmth came, not from the weighted blanket, but from Liam's hand. The hand I had always viewed merely as my son-in-law's. The hand of my daughter's husband now rested gently on the edge of my silk duvet. The touch, it was incredibly tender. Slowly, his hand moved higher, brushing the loose strands of my hair scattered on the pillow. In that instant, a devastating truth crashed over me. This was not merely physical contact. It was a touch of the soul. The longing that had been buried deep beneath the ashes of my husband's memory suddenly resurrected, roaring in the darkest recess of my heart. I cannot feel this. This is wrong. This is deadly, my inner voice screamed. Yet my lips remained sealed and my body lay frozen. But the other part of me, the side that had yearned for warmth and acknowledgement for years, pleaded, "Let it happen. Just for a moment, let me feel like a woman again, not just a lonely, wealthy relic." I sensed Liam moving closer, his warm breath just barely touching my neck. My heart rate accelerated, so fast it felt ready to burst out and flee. I knew I should have resisted, should have called out, but I couldn't. I was paralyzed. I secretly prayed he would be bolder, that he would be the one to finally tear down the moral fortress I had so painstakingly maintained. I recognized the desperate depths of my desire for connection, even if it had to come from the most forbidden source. And then the moment of tragedy arrived. I opened my eyes. Liam was looking at me. His eyes were filled with piercing guilt, yet behind it, there was a profound mirrored longing, the exact same need I saw reflected in my own eyes every morning. That was the precise moment everything began. A secret that instantly bound the two of us, a blistering hot burden we had to carry in the heavy silence of this penthouse. That night, in the vicinity of my daughter's husband, I rediscovered a vital part of myself that I thought was forever lost.
I stared at Liam. I should have slapped him. I should have thrown him out of my room, out of my life. But my tongue was heavy, and my hands refused to move. "Why, Liam?" I whispered, my voice barely audible. Liam didn't answer right away. He simply kept gazing at me, as if trying to drown himself in my eyes, searching for justification for the sin we had just silently committed. Then he spoke a sentence that made me stagger, as if I had suddenly been pushed off the 50th floor of the Skyline residence. "I apologize, Eleanor. I can't lie anymore. I've always felt a massive void in my marriage with Chloe. She is too consumed, too focused on her career world. I know she loves me, but it feels like she is never truly here." His hand reached up, gently wiping the tears that had begun to stream down my face. His touch was incredibly soft. It was not the casual touch of a son-in-law to his mother-in-law, but the tender, desperate touch of a man to the woman he desires, or at least the woman he utterly needs. Do you love Chloe?" I asked, my voice trembling uncontrollably. Liam nodded. "Of course, she's my wife, but I also can't deny this feeling. I find peace when I am near you, Eleanor. You see me. You listen to my frustrations. You are never rushing like Chloe. My heart felt like it was being smashed by 1,000 sledgehammers. This confession was terrifying. He loved my daughter, yet he sought refuge in me. And what was even more insane, I was doing the exact same thing. I remembered how often I sat alone at the 10-foot dining table, accompanied only by empty plates and the deafening sound of silence. Chloe and Liam were too busy building their future, forgetting that there was a mother in this house who also needed connection. Not money, not expensive designer gifts, but just a genuine presence. And that presence, bizarrely, I found in Liam. That day, I allowed myself to fall. I allowed the boundary between mother-in-law and son-in-law to crumble. There was no physical relationship yet, only an embrace. Liam held me tight, weeping into my shoulder. His tears weren't tears of lust, but the despairing cries of a lonely man who needed a shoulder to lean on. And in his embrace, I cried too, mourning my imperfect life and weeping over the terribly forbidden nature of this new relationship. From that night forward, our relationship changed irrevocably. The distance was gone. We started talking more often, sharing stories, even mundane little details. Liam would actually accompany me to the local farmer's market, despite his habit of ordering everything online. He even sat in the kitchen, keeping me company while I chopped vegetables. Little things that Chloe never did. It was these small gestures that made me feel so intensely alive. I was more spirited, more cheerful. I looked in the mirror and saw a different woman. Chloe even noticed, once asking, "Mom, why are you smiling so much lately? You look like you're in love." I laughed it off, replying, "Of course, darling. You're married now. Your mother isn't lonely anymore." My smile was fake, but the underlying feeling was honest. But beneath that smile, a terrifying anxiety festered, like a time bomb ticking away in my chest. How long until the secret explodes? What would happen to Chloe? Our relationship felt like walking a tightrope between two towering skyscrapers. It would take only the slightest breath of wind to send us plummeting, destroying everything. One afternoon, while I was tending to my exotic orchids on the terrace of the penthouse, I saw Chloe come home early. She waved at me, but her smile felt strained, tense. I knew the day had finally arrived, the day all secrets would be exposed. I walked back inside. Chloe was already sitting on the massive sectional sofa, kicking off her Louboutin heels. There was a strange expression on her face, a suspicion that sent a chill through my blood. My heart hammered wildly. "Chloe, darling, why are you home so early? That's unusual," I asked, trying to sound as casual as possible. She didn't answer, just stared at me intently. "I took the afternoon off, Mom. There's something I need to confirm." "Confirm what, honey? Are you all right?" "I saw you on the rooftop garden earlier, talking to Mr. Hayes, our gardener, right?" I nodded. "Yes, he was advising me on how to care for the new moon orchids I bought." "Why?" Chloe gave a cold smile. That smile was sharper than any razor's edge. "No reason. I just find it odd. You look different, happier. Liam is the same. He often grins to himself when he sees you. I just wanted to make sure. Is something strange going on, Mom?" The question froze me solid. My tongue felt like lead. Suddenly, Liam appeared from the kitchen, holding 2 chilled glasses of sparkling water. He immediately sensed the tension between us, and his eyes reflected the same panic distress as mine. "What's going on? Why is the atmosphere so tense?" Liam asked, attempting to diffuse the situation. Chloe stared at him, her eyes searching. "Nothing, honey. I just miss Mom. We haven't had a proper chat in a while." I knew she was lying. Chloe never lied to me. Liam and I exchanged a desperate glance, silently pleading with each other not to utter a single word. I think I'll go to my room, I stammered, scrambling to escape the suffocating interrogation. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying Chloe's look, the look of a woman suspicious of her own mother. I had wounded my own child. The next day, Liam pulled me aside. His face was etched with worry. "Eleanor, we can't keep this up," he said softly. "I don't want Chloe to suspect anything. I can't hurt her." "I don't want to hurt her either, Liam, but I don't know what to do." I replied, tears streaming down my face. I had fallen too deep into this forbidden abyss. "Me too, Eleanor, but I also can't leave Chloe. She's my wife." Liam bowed his head. We have to end this before Chloe finds out and everything collapses." His admission felt like a knife plunging into my heart. I knew he was right, but my feelings, who can turn off genuine emotion as easily as switching off the dimmer light in this room? Chloe came home that afternoon, looking gravely serious. "Mom, Liam, I need to talk to both of you," she said, her voice cold and level. Liam and I exchanged a final terrified look. In Liam's eyes, I saw fear. In my own, I saw total despair. Chloe sat opposite us, like a judge about to deliver a damning verdict. "I know you think I'm stupid," Chloe began, her eyes welling up. "I knew something was off. Liam, you smile to yourself whenever you see Mom. And Mom looks at Liam more than she looks at me." Chloe took a deep, shaky breath. "This morning, I checked the call history on Liam's phone. There was one number that was called constantly, even in the middle of the night. That number was yours, Mom." I covered my mouth. The world seemed to crumble down on me, as if the whole penthouse had suddenly given way from the 50th floor. You two have a relationship, don't you? A relationship you've been hiding from me? Did you really think I wouldn't notice how close you were? Did you think I was blind?" Chloe could no longer hold back her tears. She sprang up, ran to her room, and locked the door. Liam and I were left speechless. We both knew that something had shattered that night. The family connection we had cherished was destroyed by a mistake born out of loneliness. I felt absolutely devastated. Not out of shame, but because I had wounded my own daughter. Liam eventually rose, walking slowly toward Chloe's room. "Honey, open the door. Honey, I can explain." I watched him, the son-in-law who had filled my emptiness. His face was strained, his eyes pleading. I knew he loved Chloe. A genuine love, different from the forbidden feeling he harbored for me. His feeling for me was an escape, an oasis in the desert. But his love for Chloe was home. It was the foundation. Suddenly, Chloe opened the door. Her eyes were swollen, her face pale. "What is there to explain, Liam? That you love my mother? That you are happier with my mother than you are with me?" Liam shook his head. "No, Chloe, it's not like that." "Then what is it?" Her voice rose. "I am your wife, Liam. I am your daughter, Mom. You betrayed me." I staggered up, moving toward Chloe. "Chloe, darling, please forgive me. This is all my fault. Liam is not to blame. He was just too kind, and he couldn't bear to see me alone." Chloe laughed bitterly. "Don't lie anymore, Mom. I know this isn't just about pity. I know you love each other. And what hurts the most, I know I can't be angry because I was too busy, too selfish. I neglected my husband, and Mom was there for him." Chloe's confession struck me hard. She wasn't blaming us. She was blaming herself. I embraced Chloe. "No, darling, this is all my fault. Nothing is wrong with you. You were simply fighting for your future. I was the one at fault. I was the one seeking an escape. I was selfish." Liam also sank to the floor next to Chloe. He held her hand. "Sweetheart, forgive me. I couldn't ignore my feelings. I did find comfort with Eleanor,
But that doesn't mean I don't love you. I love you. I truly love you. That night, in the sterile silence of the Manhattan penthouse, the three of us sat on the floor, holding each other and weeping. We didn't know what to do. Everything was mixed up. Love, guilt, betrayal, and total destruction. I looked at Liam and Chloe, who were now holding each other, offering comfort. Between them, I felt incredibly small. I saw how much they loved each other, how much they needed each other. And I was just an obstacle, a mistake that should never have happened. I stood up, walking slowly away from them. I had to make a decision that would destroy me, but save them. I had to let go of Liam, not just romantically, but emotionally.
The next morning, I prepared breakfast as usual. There was no conversation, just an awkward, heavy silence. After breakfast, I asked Liam and Chloe to sit down. "Chloe, Liam, I've thought about everything," I began, my voice trembling. "This relationship, this connection we shared, it's all wrong. And the only way to fix it is for me to leave." Chloe was stunned. "Mom, where are you going?" "I'm going back to the old house, the one Richard built in Southampton. That house has been empty for years. I think I need time to myself, to find peace." Liam looked at me, his eyes full of regret. "Eleanor, don't leave. This is my fault. I'm the one who should go." "Who says it's your fault?" I shook my head. "No, Liam, Chloe needs you. She's your wife. You two need to repair your marriage, and you won't be able to do it as long as I'm here." I looked at Chloe. "Chloe, please forgive me. I never meant to hurt you. I was just so terribly lonely. I was too cowardly to face that emptiness, and I sought the wrong path." Chloe embraced me. "Mom, don't go. We can fix this together." "No, darling. Some things can't be fixed, but they can be healed, and the healing can't happen here." My mind was made up. I refused to be a cancer in my own daughter's marriage. So I left. I drove away from the Skyline residence, leaving behind the memories, leaving Liam, and most painfully, leaving Chloe. In the rearview mirror, as the car descended from the superblock, I saw Chloe and Liam standing outside the lobby entrance. Chloe was weeping, Liam holding her close. The sight broke my heart, but it also gave me a sliver of relief. I knew I had made the right choice. Years passed. I lived a solitary life in the old beach house in Southampton, accompanied only by old memories and a loneliness that never entirely departed. But this time, the loneliness felt different. It wasn't the kind of emptiness that demanded to be filled, but the kind that I had to accept as an inseparable part of myself. One day, I received a call from Chloe. Her voice sounded incredibly happy. "Mom, I'm pregnant, 3 months along." Tears streamed down my face, tears of happiness. Chloe and Liam had found their joy again. They had managed to heal the wounds in their hearts. "Mom, we want to name the baby Eleanor Grace. After you, Mom." I was speechless. I knew that behind that name there was a message, that they had forgiven me.